Hi there, and welcome to another edition of The Forum. Now, today's conversation is centered on something that a renowned counselor has said. His name is Counsellor Lutterodt, and he says, side chicks, I'm quoting him, he says, side chicks are a blessing in marriage. If you don't have one, you are just broke. He says side chicks are a blessing in the marriage, and so therefore, if a husband doesn't have a side chick, then it means that the husband is broke. So, I'm privileged to be sandwiched by two fine gentlemen who are themselves married. I have, Kojo to my left and Yao to my right. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Let me start off this conversation with you, Yao. I mean, this comment by this counselor, Counsellor Lutterodt, what do you make of it?
Side chicks are coolant to engine.
Yeah, what?
Coolant to engine. That's what I gather from my friends. And
the friend is also married, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this conversation has been going on. Even as friends, when we sit at the parlor, we all talk about these things. It's been something we have been discussing. Sometimes when you get yourself involved in activities after work, hardly will you go for a side chick or something. But sometimes some people are engaged in church activities, but they still have side chicks. So you think about it. That means there's a problem.
Which is from what you're saying, I gather that it is something that is very common among husbands. I mean, most husbands are there. But what you're saying have side chicks.
It's a fact, but we always deny it.
It's a fact, but we always deny it. I mean, Kojo, do you agree with what Yao was saying?
Yes, to some extent. I'm also looking at the counselor's point where he ended up saying you are broke.
Yeah.
So that means that he has enough information, because he's a counselor, he has enough information to filter out that when you are broke, then you not engage yourself with side chicks.
So based on what you just said, on what the counselor said, it means that it's expensive to have a side chick or to have a girlfriend if you're married.
Of course.
Of course.
What goes into it?
Additional cost.
Tell me about it. What makes it expensive?
Well, I mean, you have the normal responsibilities where you pay your home dues, and you go outside there, you're going to pay another.
When you go outside, what do you not normally pay on? I mean, what are the things that makes it expensive?
Of course, you go and sit in a restaurant. You're not going to eat alone. Therefore, it's going to bring an additional cost to you. Right? Or you can go to any entertainment places. Yes.
And then again, if you have to do whatever, you have to book a hotel. That will come at a cost.
Yes.
If she's leaving, you have to maybe give her some TNT or something for her, upkeep and stuff like that.
Yes.
So yeah, if it's that quite expensive, combining that with the one that you have at home, why is it so important? Why is it so critical for men, such that although it's expensive, they still engage in, having side chicks?
It can be psychological issue or emotional issues because you want to satisfy something. I don't think men plan to go take side chicks. That's why I said they are the coolant to the engine. When the engine is hot, they want to find a place. They want to find a place. They want to go to the parlor, sit there and drink and talk to boys. They might find women, man get tipsy, see some curvy shapes around, say, "Oh wow, what can I do?"
Could you say, so if you're seeing the curvy stuff, point is this: what does that woman have that your wife doesn't have? What would that side chick do that your wife wouldn't do? That will not make you stay with your wife at home, but still look elsewhere, step out.
A hot engine will definitely burn you. So when you go out there and you need a coolant, it is a level of satisfaction. And it can appear in different forms from my view. So the curvy, that is subjective somehow, but the reason why I said is because I'm trying to put myself in what he was trying to say. In some of the experiences we have, as men. Yeah, that's what I can say.
But you think that if your wife gets to know it is not a problem? We live in a society where people gossip a lot.
Yes.
We live in a society where people have all forms of gadgets and they can record all manner of things and share. Are you not bothered? I'll give you the opportunity to answer this same question together, one after the other. Yeah, let me start off with you. You're not bothered that maybe your wife might get to know?
Oh, we are bothered. We are all bothered. Nobody will say it's not bothered. Even when your wife take your phones to read some messages.
He said, don't touch my phone. He said, no.
He said, no.
It's called a personal phone.
You put password on your phone. Sometimes your phone, when you put it off, you need a password to put it on.
And you forget the password.
You intentionally put it off if you are home. So these things are there.
What if a man is caught? What did a man normally do?
You just have to apologize. Women take apology. So
women take apologies?
Yeah.
Sometimes they do. Other times they don't want to take that apology from them.
And yet men are prepared to take that risk that I'm going to have a side chick, and if the woman will not take my apology, I will face the consequences.
That's what Yao said. I don't think we wake up to think about side chicks. Serious men who are not broke, they wake up to think about their progress in life first. And when there's hot at home, that's where the good temperature will come in outside. So.
And you think that the women at home, the wives, they don't have what it takes to cool the system, to play the role of coolants, as Yao plays it?
From experience, it has not been easy.
Why is it when you're dating them, their character, behavior, their understanding, their tolerance level, and everything is fine, but when they get married, then everything changes? Why is it so? Because if I'm getting you guys right, it means that some of the things that happen at home is what drives the men or the husbands to go out there and do what they do. So how come they change when they get married?
Even in marriage, they still feel insecure. And that's why I don't get it. Yeah, that's why I don't get it. So maybe we have to look for the sociologists that can help us with some of these answers. Yes, so you always get, you get angry, you try to cool it off, apologize, you do all sort of things, yet still you don't get that satisfaction.
So is that to say, again, I'll take this one for me, is that to say that the side chicks don't stress men, they don't stress the husbands, they're not problematic?
Sometimes maybe the side chicks normally, as you talk about security, that comes to my mind. The side chicks feel either they are not secured and they would like to play it well, and the women at home rather feel more secure, say, oh, I can do anything and still be there. I think that's where I see the difference. So the side chicks will always want to play it cool. Even the way they will call you, it's different.
But could you again, a question just popped into mind.
Okay.
So you have this side chick, whom you're not married to. This side chick knows that you have a wife at home.
Yeah.
Is that side chick, based on what you do for her, is the side chick permitted to have a guy in her life, or she's not permitted to?
That's a good question. But for me, the side chick should be permitted to have a guy. Okay.
So when you need her and the guy needs her, who should have her attention?
I think that you would normally see it like it's like a blind spot. You don't. But I believe that. Yeah, that care. I believe that maybe she might be engaged in those things, but I don't really think about it.
You're not bothered about it.
Yeah, I'm not bothered.
You don't feel jealous that it's another person.
Not at all. Not at all.
Wow.
Not at all.
Wow.
Not at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Should a man feel bothered?
Oh, we don't need to get bothered about it. Otherwise, you have the same problem you're having at home. So take your mind off.
How about the wives at home? So if men are saying that, well, they need to have side chicks because the side chicks play the role as coolants and all. What about the wives at home? What if they also decide to have side chicks?
For them, look, it's easier for, let me put it this way, bluntly, it's easier for a man to cheat than a woman. Women hardly cheat. But if they want to, they do it. They are professional.
No wonder there were cases where men would go check the paternity or DNA and get to realize that the case are not there. But if men are
do it in a highly professional way, that it's very difficult for you to get them. Unless maybe a friend of theirs will come and tell, hey, do you know what your wife is doing? Yeah, that is it. But for it's easy to catch us.
If a wife should have a side chick, let's say like the husband has a side chick, is it wrong? Why are you thinking about this? It's straight away, give me an answer. Is it wrong? Don't think about it.
In our society is wrong.
But are we being fair to the women?
We have cultural cultural setups where side chicks are normal to some cultures, but some cultures not. So sometimes you have to look at the perspective. Now, look at it. I always say this: our brothers in Islamic religion, we have 3 types of marriages in Ghana: the Mohammedan, the
Orthodox and traditional.
What's the name?
The Orthodox.
The
wedding, the Orthodox.
The wedding one,
yeah, the Orthodox,
right? So they're married by ordinance. This one, that's where the problem is. Rather, it's the Christianity that the problem is, because you are supposed to marry one. It ends it.
But if you're not a Muslim, you have a choice. You can still remain. You can remain a traditionalist. A traditional marriage. You can have more than one.
So those ones, there are no problems. So I think maybe Christianity also has a.
So we should stop doing the white weddings.
Yes, to me, we should stop. I'm for it.
Because one has
that law, we have to take it.
Because of side chicks.
No, not because of side chicks. So that we can manage ourselves well. We are men. Sometimes we are edgy than any other thing. Women are not like that. That's why I said women are different from men. That's why it's very easy for us to cheat than women.
So if we cheat with women, don't we? We don't cheat with animals or
but that is it. Population-wise, they are more than us. We take care of some of them. Right.
Population-wise,
they are more than us. We need to take care of others.
So you think God strategically placed it that way, so that fewer men, more women, so that more men can do their own things.
Initially, men were more than them. From creation, men were more than them. That they are thinking over.
But sincerely speaking, honestly speaking, I mean, Kojo, if a man has a side chick, let me put it this way: if a husband has a side chick, and a wife decides to have a side chick, what is really wrong with that?
Well, as my brother said, for me, I'm looking at it from a cultural setup. What we came to know, especially when our mothers were with our fathers. Our fathers were able to marry
more than one, yeah.
If you look at that generation. But in our generation, it's like, we can't do that.
Restricted.
We were restricted, and that is why some.
So if a husband cheats and the wife finds out, should the wife forgive the husband?
Yes.
Yes. If a wife cheats or has a side chick and the husband finds out, should the husband forgive the wife?
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
As I'm saying, this is the best answer. I've been